My son's people.
This is my dad, and 9 months ago, we started a project on Minecraft to recreate Stardew Valley's Pelican Town block for block to scale. This was before Minecraft's last major update. This was before Stardew Valley's last major update. And at the time we started this project, I had 500 subscribers on YouTube. We have come a long way, and today we're going to show you all of the progress that we have made. And I'm joined today by my dad because he's actually the one who did more work than anyone else, and so I figured it was only right if he was the one to show you guys around. So here it is. We're gonna take a look around at each of these individual buildings right now, and remember, it's a work in progress, and it was created on a survival world. So we actually gathered all of the materials that we needed for this ourselves, but we also had to put a bunch of torches down because we were dying in the middle of our creation of this world. Where are we gonna check out first?
I think we should go to the Saloon. It's nice to, get a drink and just relax a little bit.
That's absolutely right. The Saloon.
And hang out with Gus.
It says food and spritz. I never realized we misspelled that.
Well,
And so you'll see, because buildings in Stardew are a lot bigger on the inside than they are on the outside, this was our solution. We built everything underground as well. So here we are on the inside, mostly decorated by M here as well, but we've got the bar. This is the little refrigerator right here. This is just like some chests that helped us to build this place out, but you can see here's Shane's corner right in front of the fireplace.
I think over here would be where the 2 video game machines are, the pool table. There's a storeroom back behind here.
That's right.
This took a tremendous amount of wood. The varying forms of wood are all over this place.
And whatever this kind of wood is, I'm not a huge Minecraft player, but whatever this kind is not easy to find in our world. So it was a real pain. Yeah, and so we'll go back down the hallway here now too. You can see
back around.
There's kind of like just 2 bedrooms back here. Like there's this one random room that's in the back of the saloon, and then there's also Gus's bedroom back here with the pink walls.
He likes his pink.
Uh-huh.
He's, very unassuming, just a small bedroom, but it's nice.
Very nice.
Eventually, there's going to be bottles on that behind the bar.
Yes,
that's all.
nice.
That's all ready for them, but we just haven't gotten around to that point yet.
That's probably one of the best finished interiors that we have so far, because that was, as you can imagine, there was a whole project just to get everything laid out. But then filling it all in on the inside was a big deal too. We kind of have these catacombs that are all 3 or 4 blocks deep underneath of the entire town.
Some of them are a lot deeper. Some of them go down to 15 blocks deep, because if you think about it, the houses are close together in the game, but with the size of them, we had to vertically stack.
Yeah, to make sure there was no overlapping.
Yeah.
I remember we were working on Pierre's. We were digging out Pierre's, and all of a sudden we ended up inside a Jojo Mart.
That's right. That's right. So to me, the best part of the town, and really what was our focus, was not the most accurate buildings. We tried to make the buildings as accurately as we could on a survival world. Gathering the materials and getting enough of these materials was really a challenge, and we had a lot of help with that. But at the same time, the thing that was, to me, the coolest part is it's accurate in size. So if it takes you 100 steps to walk from the one side of town to the other side of town, well then in this game version, you walk 100 steps, and that's how far the houses are apart.
Yeah.
Which is just amazing to me.
Yeah, I think the outsides of these really, we got better as we went on. So Marnie's ranch right here, you can see with all the animals and everything. I like the details there. We have Leah's cottage as well. It's sitting right here by the waterfront. At some point, someone made a giant shrine to Krobus. Not sure who did that or where that came from, but you can see this whole area out here is also rather well worked, as well as the entrance to the sewer is right here, which we have to do the actual sewer part of yet, but
it's hard to create a round pipe
in
Minecraft
when it's 3 blocks wide. So here you can see we have Vincent's house, and here is Haley and Emily's house. Of course, we are already in the Stardrop Saloon right there. We have Harvey's health clinic. Right here is Pierre's. Over here is George and Evelyn and Alex's house, and then this is supposed to represent the trailer that Pam and Penny live in. We can see here's Mayor Lewis's house right here, and he's also got the little placeholder for the car. It was a really difficult, even though Stardew Valley is a tiled game, a lot of the work that I did was making sure that the things were in the right places and saying hey, here are the corners of the houses, and then I let the more creative and better Minecraft players sort of take over the design. You can see across the bridge here, and again, this is all 1-to-1 scale, so across the bridge, Here's the museum. I love that. This one I think actually looks a lot like his house. So that's Clint's.
It really
place.
does. It really does. This, what you're seeing here on the screen is we had a desire to be able to gather all of the materials we would need. So this is called the Pelican Town or Stardew Valley Design Center. So it's a little bit of everything. We went to the Nether. We have really obscure blocks, like, well, just look at some of those bone blocks of iron, warped wood, and nether wart block, and multiple types of wool, multiple colors of concrete and terracotta also. Those were really nice with color.
Yeah, and this area ended up maybe coming into play halfway through our build. It was something that you took on, and although you did a ton of work on this area, we still had to coordinate among a bunch of different people. So at the time I averaged maybe 20 viewers on Twitch, but a lot of them were active. I mean, we would have, 15 people working on this at a time. And so having this central hub for things that you could use to make houses really helped a ton.
Well, let's just say, do you see those mountains in the far distance back there?
Yeah.
Behind where the mine is? This area where we are currently standing was that tall.
Yeah, that was a huge effort. I mean, we had to flatten this entire area. This is all done in survival. We built some areas up, we tore some down.
There was a giant trench that went through the middle of the town that was probably 50 blocks deep. So it took a long time just to get to that point where we were all on the same level. Also, the interesting thing, since we were going for a 1-to-1 scale, is as you move over toward the community center is about 3 blocks higher than the town. In the town, you kind of go up ledge to get to that. And we tried to make that as accurate as we could too.
Here we are with like the fountain, and we haven't designed it yet, but we've got the sand ready for the playground back here. We got that like little weird area. The community center is not finished on the inside, but it is huge. Like, you really don't realize how big the community center is until you go inside.
Yeah, that was a challenge because it took up so much space. It was encroaching on other buildings. So here's where you go down to the first room you work on.
The crafts room right
here.
Crafts room, yeah. And this is the pantry right here. And you can see we've dug this out so that it's ready for us to just come in here and plug floors and walls in. So that's why you can see through in some spots. And then here is the vault right here. And then downstairs we have the boiler room as well.
Here's a good example. You can see we're starting to put in some of the stone floor and wooden steps. And eventually there will be there'll be walls and ceiling as well. So we're going to use glowstone to light all of the interiors. So we'll just make ceilings of glowstone. If you want to see an example of that, we're starting to work on Jojo over here.
Yeah, the beautiful Jojo Mart. This is another building that's rather well done.
The heart of the community, you could say.
That's right. I really pushed for this one to be finished. And you can see, again, this is survival. And if you know anything about Minecraft, you know that the sea lanterns here are really difficult to get. We got the glowstone ceiling. We got the floors ready. These are where, the aisles are going to be. This is where our dear friend Morris sits, as well as the unnamed cashier. I mean, it's really like you had to measure out for every single area exactly how many blocks it was going to be. You can see right there, we're buttoned up into Pierre's. We were 1 block off, you know, so it took a lot of planning. It really did. And so here we were already at the community center outside, which I love the way that looks. I think that was M's design. And then we come over here and we have Robin and Demetrius's house. And this also has like a little raised up area, which we haven't entirely flattened out yet, but it comes up here. And then this is where Linus's tent is, just a little placeholder. And then here's the mines. It actually built in very nicely to the mountains right here. That wasn't planned. You can see we got this giant area here. This is like where you catch that one legendary fish. And you have the Adventurers Guild right there. We haven't made our way over to the quarry at this point.
I think the path right there is where you go across the bridge that needs to be fixed.
Right there, yeah.
And it's starting to get dark, so of course the mobs are coming out.
That's right. So I want to show off something that's this is pretty cool. This is M's brother Will PK was in charge of this. He developed a minecart system for our place, so you could actually go from place to place. So you can see we hop in the minecart at the mines. And look where we pop out, right here at the... Are you kidding me? Right here at the bus stop. This is the very first area we started. When we first broke ground, it was right here. And you can tell because we still have our initial little, hub that we built. We come back here to sleep during the nights. We had food for people that needed it. It's all been scrumped up by now. That's not a word. It's been eaten up by now. We had some more. This is like our initial supplies area that we had for people, and I think you can still see this giant ravine that we were having to navigate around.
Straight right there.
I was gonna say we kind of built it in at this point, but
I got tired of falling down the crevice, but that was this giant crevice that went right through the middle of town. Actually, the town is so big. If you noticed, if you were paying attention, when we were up near the Adventurers Guild, that body of water, the lake where you can fish by the mine, is actually in a different biome. And on the far side where the ocean is, I was working on the ocean most recently.
Yeah, let's show
that
the ocean.
Extends to a desert biome. So it's kind of crazy how large Pelican Town is when you make it in Minecraft.
And so speaking of the beach, here it is. And oh my god, you did such a good job. He wanted to take the water out to the horizon.
I felt that you shouldn't be able to see the far side of the ocean.
I agree. It's a good idea. So we've got all this, and I'm telling you guys, like block for block, like you walk here on the beach, and you would actually like be able to walk one block, 5 blocks, 4, 5, 3. Like it is block for block recreated right here. And my dad dug out this entire area right here himself. It's all at least 5 blocks deep, and then way out there it becomes 20 blocks deep. Is that right?
Well, if you want to fly over to see it. See, I felt that, like I said, you shouldn't be able to see the far side of the ocean. And initially the ocean was only 3 blocks deep. And I was like, that's a kind of a wussy ocean. So I decided to go back in and we made it 20 blocks deep. So if you go down a little bit here, you'll see how I've undermined the original ocean, and all it's waiting for is for us to fill it all in with water, and then take out the floor of that ocean.
Yeah.
And we even have tropical fish. And
yeah, you spent like hours just like populating this body of water with fish. Here's every fish that Simply had gathered and lured them all. Oh my god, didn't you grab most of these like one at a time?
Well, I did 10. You have to grab them with 1 fish per bucket.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to go to the ocean, and the hardest part was originally I didn't have the ability to fly. Yeah. So it was like a 20-minute walk in Minecraft time to go out to the ocean with 10 buckets. And yeah.
Go inside Willie's.
Willie's I really like.
Here's the inside of Willie's house right here. So you can come straight down, and I like that you can sort of see through right in that spot. And then this room is finished as well, so it's got his little desk type of area. I don't know what's going on where this is extended right now, but got his little desk area. We wanted to give his little loft. He actually sleeps in a loft right here, but it's just not tall enough.
He would be in the water at that
That's
point.
right, yeah. And then back here is his room that you have the ship that goes to Ginger Island from as well.
Yeah, we plan to recreate the ship as well.
Yeah. Are there any other interiors we want to make sure we show off?
Oh yeah, the Wizard's Tower is very, very cool. That was created on the outside and decorated by the Colta gamer. Colta helped me tremendously in this game.
Yeah, because you had played Minecraft like when I was a kid, you know, on the Xbox 360, and so much got added since then.
Exactly, and I only ever played it in creative mode. So as I had to like run away from mobs at night and terraform mountains, they actually called me the Terra Master is my official community name in this, because I literally moved mountains. But Colta was very instrumental in helping me out.
Yeah, so you can see right here, Wizard's Tower ready for walls. This is back where that little podium is that you buy stuff. Up here is like his library. Yeah.
Now, I'm very proud of the farm, but at the same time, let me just say, the farm was very difficult to do because this, when Zach brought the idea forward to us as a community, he said, I'd like to make the farm look like our community farm.
Yeah.
So you want to tell what the challenge is?
So first of all, when we did this in December, we had an unlimited players farm that I hosted, and I streamed every Wednesday. We would play for like an hour or so, and I think we had between 25 or 30 different cabins on the farm. And
at least.
I mean, we would always play with like maybe 10 people at once. It was a big deal that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you can play Stardew with more than 4 people. The way the mod worked is that you needed 1 cabin for every person in order for them to join. So our farm really didn't have any space for crops, not that you can grow them anyway because people would just pickaxe them right away because there were no rules. It was really just filled with cabins, and this is exactly what it looked like. like everyone's cabin recreated. Like I think this one right here was M's cabin, and this one was PCG Matt's cabin. I think this one was Riv's. Yeah, it's crazy. Like here's our greenhouse over here. Here's the 2 of our silos that we had.
And there's the, of course, you need the little pond in the middle, and we do have one challenge that we face. Most of Pelican Town was a pretty straightforward one-to-one comparison, but when you lay it out the way it is in the game, like you can see, there's the bus stop where his cursor is right now.
Yeah.
And normally you cut right across below the bus stop and you go right into the side of the farm. Well, to make the farm fit into the space that we had relative to Marnie's and where the bus stop is, those 2 are accurate for how far apart they are, but the farm was just too big, so we had to bump it up a little bit to make that fit. Same thing with the backwoods, which is just a short area in the game, but it's a long area relative to, if you think about going out the back of the barn and behind the bus stop and coming out over at Robin's house, that distance is really really long when you account for the whole fact that the town is in there too. One of the things I loved about it was we allowed people to work with us, who we could trust to build appropriately and not trash things. And I really look forward to completing this and making it look completely awesome.
Yeah, and so that's the call to action. I think if you want to be a part of this, the server plays on 1.16, but if you want to be a part of maybe helping to finish up what we've created, reach out to PCG Matt in my Discord. The link is like below to join my Discord. PCG Matt is the person to contact, and just tell him that you're interested in being a part of it. I'd love to do an update video after we have all of the bushes in and we, have fixed it up really nice. And most of the really hard work is done, like laying it out and getting the building out exteriors done was huge. And so if you think you'd be good for it and want to help out, yeah, please reach out.
I think the mountains have been moved. I think you're right. And now we need people who are pretty good at designing what the interiors will look like. We want to try to make them match color-wise and put beds where beds are appropriate to put. And that'll be a lot of fun. And then eventually, if we can complete this, we've thought about maybe taking it out to the desert or taking it out to Ginger Island and working on that area.
Ginger Island was not a thing when we started.
That's true. We didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I think this is just such a cool experience, and being able to bring my community together and work on something really special. Again, here is one final aerial look at the entire thing. Guys, I really appreciate you watching, and hopefully I will see you in an update video another 9 months from now. Peace.